Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is YAHMAD. So in this video, we're going to be looking at paper 2 from the information technology course. We're doing October-November 2023. So paper 2 is a practical paper and it's 2 hours and 30 minutes long. The total mark for this paper is going to be 90 marks. So typically in a paper 2 question paper, it might be quite heavy with a spreadsheet task or a database task. So in this example, what we're going to be doing is spreadsheets. So let's first of all have a look at the source files. So we should have two files, climate and soil.csv. Yep, we've got two files here. You will create a spreadsheet for a quantitative surveyor to calculate the amount of concrete required for the foundations for a wall or a building. You must use the most efficient methods to solve each task. All documents produced must be of a professional standard and suit the business context. All costs must be displayed in dollars. And 1 meter is 1000 millimeters. So we'll be coming back to this probably later on. So what we need to do is create a new spreadsheet that looks like this. Okay. So what I'm going to do is just go to my folder, just create a new Excel document. I'm just going to check to see if there's a name that we need to use. Save your spreadsheet with the file name what I'll do is I'll use this example, QSA underscore center number and then candidate number. So I'll copy this name here. For center number, I will use 5, 6, 7, 8 and candidate number 1, 2, 3, 4. Obviously, guys, you need to refer to your own details in the exam. And once you've created the file, open it up. And what we need to do is to create a spreadsheet that looks like this. So the first thing that we need to do is merge the top row all the way to G. So you can highlight and then you can go to up here, merge and center. What you'll notice is the height of the row has been increased. So let me just increase the height. Okay. You can see the B and F columns have been increased in size, the width. So B, we can just increase that. For now, I'm just kind of doubling it up. And the F column, we might need to make it a little bit bigger later. And the D column, you can see is reduced in size. So let's make that a little bit smaller. Right. Let's enter this text first of all, QS-assist. So make this black background black and the text is going to be white. And let's make the text a bit bigger. Okay. And row 2, we have this text here. So what we need to do is, it looks like this is merged like this. Right text. And also this is merged as well. Okay, so what we're going to do here is just highlight the cells and merge them because we need to be adding some text in a moment. So what are you constructing? I'm seeing if I can copy and paste. Control C. Obviously, guys, in the exam, you'd be writing this information out. But luckily, I have the exam paper, so I can copy and paste just to save myself a bit of time. Okay, I need to make the text white. Let me just check here. Place your name, center number, candidate number in cells merged E2 to G2. So that's going to be E2 to G2. So I just need to replace that with my details. Center number, we can use 5, 6, 7, 8. Candidate number 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, done. So freestanding wall, notice this column is right aligned. Just increase the size of the column. Building. Just going to make it a little bit bigger so then we can see the alignment, which is on the right side. It's very easy to miss these small details. And let me just put a capital Y in here. Right, so row 5 has been merged across to the C column. And let me copy this. Okay. Row 8, 10 and 13 also be merged across. 10 and 13. Okay, let me just copy in this text here. So don't make any mistakes when you're entering the text, like spelling mistakes or anything like that. Enter it exactly as it appears on the question paper. If you see a capital letter, make sure you include that. Oops. You copy that again. And copy the whole thing. Right, let's get these values in now. So soil type, climate type. So once we do this, we'll get onto the actual challenging aspect. So this just takes time. We just need to make sure we do it right. And I'm getting there now, nearly done. The formatting. Wasn't meant to merge that, but it's fine. It's only one cell. 2 and then enter in meters. Just make that column bigger. Okay, done. It's actually taking longer than what I thought, but let me get this in. So foundations, it's going to be here. So you guys, if you want to fast forward to the point where I'm done, you can do. Let me just get it all in. Okay, done. In meters and then cubic meters. So we can just duplicate this a few times. So this is right aligned and this is left aligned. Row 8. So this is merged across. Row 10. Have I copied the same thing? It should be data entry. Foundations and footing. So that's going to be parallel to this one here. So this is going to be the same width, depth, length, volume, cost, same as this. So what we can do, I'm just going to copy and paste from this side, Control C, Control V, there. Length of building slightly different. The width of the building. Make it right aligned. Four and three. And I think we have finished this part here. So let me just center align this. I think this 2 is meant to be center aligned. And I think we are done. So merge cells are shown, center aligned cells in columns B and F. The columns B and F needs to be center aligned. So B, let me just, I think it's over here, center aligned. Yeah. Place your names, center number, candidate number in the merge cell E2 to G2, which we did. Save your spreadsheet. Yeah, we've done that. Now what we need to do is examine the data in the files climate.csv and soil.csv. Import these files into your workbook using appropriate worksheet names. These are the data in these worksheets will be used by formulae you create in your main spreadsheet. Okay, so let's just create 2 extra tabs. So I'm just going to call this main. So that's the one we're working on right now. I'll change that color back to what it was. Okay, and climate and soil. So what I need to do is I need to open up the contents and import these files into your workbook. So we can just do a copy and paste. So I've already got appropriate names for the sheets. Okay, so let's open up climate. So I'll just highlight everything, copy, so Control C. This is climate. Okay, and let's open up soil. Control C. Just replace that, there you go. Okay, so we've got the main page that we've just created, and we've copied or imported in the contents of the climate and soil.csv files. We can close these down now, we don't need to have them open. Okay, done. Format the frost factor data as percentage values. So where's frost factor? Is that under climate? Highlight these cells here, and then we just click on the percentage. Just click on save, and let's keep going. Okay, so we got only, after all that work, 4 and 2, 6 marks. So now it's the business end of this task. Okay, so question 3. In a worksheet created in step 1, make sure cells B3 and B4 only contain a blank cell or the letter Y in upper or lowercase. So we need to do a bit of validation. So B3 and B4 only contain a blank cell or the letter Y in upper or lowercase. Add appropriate text for the user. That's going to be another part. I'm just going to highlight that in a different color. And do not include a drop-down menu. So that would be the third part of what we need to do. Okay, so let's do the validation, B3 and B4. So B3 and B4, we can just highlight both of these cells at the same time. Okay. can only, okay, so let's go to validation, search for it, validation. Click on list. It can only contain a blank cell or the letter Y in upper or lowercase. So I'm going to type in here, Y, comma, lowercase y. And can only contain a blank cell. Okay, do not include a drop-down menu. So I need to take this option off. And let me just see what happens right now. So if I keep this as ignore blank, okay. So let's see if this works. Capital Y has been accepted. Lower Y has been accepted. The blank cell's been accepted. So that's the first part done. So let's go back to the validation. Okay, so we keep this, ignore blank. Appropriate text for the user. So what you do is you go to input message. I'm just going to put a title. You can only enter Y or Y. Or we can just do something like this, upper or lowercase. It's up to you what you want to write for the message. Let's see what happens. You can only enter Y, upper or lowercase. Yep, same thing. And do not include a drop-down menu, so we've done that. I also like to include the error message. So if I type in C, for example, I want a specific error message. So what I'm going to do is click on search, validation, title, error, and I'm just going to just repeat this message here in case somebody does try to type in anything other than capital Y or lowercase y. So see that's working. Yeah, that's fine. And it accepts a blank cell as well. Okay, in cells B6 and B7, make sure the users can select from a drop-down list. Okay, the soil type and climate type. So let me just change that back to what it is, and climate type. So this is now 7 marks. Okay, so in B6, let's have a look at B6. B6 is here. And what I'm going to do is make a drop-down menu. So this one should be the soil type. And we're probably going to be looking up this. Okay, so let me double check. You can select from drop-down list the soil type and climate type. Use the worksheets imported in step 2. Yes, that's what we need to do. So let's go ahead and make the validation for this one. So click on that cell, data validation. So list. So this is for the soil type. We need to include a drop-down menu so we can keep this selected. We go to soil or click on source and on soil and then select all of the different soil types. It doesn't say add appropriate text for the user, so I'm going to leave it out in this instance. And I'm just going to put an error message. Please choose soil type from list. So we've got a drop-down menu and we can select these items. If I try typing something else, it should stop me and gives me this message here. Okay, let's get rid of that. And we're going to do the same thing for the climate validation. Let's go to list, click on here, this time climate, and then these are the ones which we need to select. I always like to include the error message. Please enter the list. Okay. Just to be on the safe side, I am going to put an input message as well, just in case. Okay, input. Because sometimes when you do look at mark schemes, you see marks given for appropriate input and error message. So select a soil type. Okay, done. Okay, just save the changes. So 6 marks, 7 marks, that's 13 marks, plus these marks here. So we've achieved quite a bit of marks already now. Okay, so let's look at question 5. Enter a function in cell B14 to look up the width of the footing in meters. So where's B14 first of all? B14 is here. Use a soil data imported in step 2. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, let me have a look at the soil type. So we're looking up the width of the footing in meters. So we're going to be looking up this. Okay, so let's go ahead and start that then. Right, go to here. And we need to use the soil data imported. So we're going to be looking up whatever's been entered here. So for example, so if there's gravel here, then it's going to look at this, and then we want to output the width. So let's just leave gravel in there for now. So equals VLOOKUP. So let's look up gravel, B6, comma. So that's a lookup value. The table array is going to be in a cell here. So from A3 to C16 all the way down. And we can lock this, comma. We want to refer to the second column and exact match. Okay, so this is in meters and this is in millimeters. So if I come up to here, where's it gone now? Yeah, so 1 meter is 1,000 millimeters. So what I need to do, I need to divide this by 1,000 to pull it into meters. So, whoops, just click on here and then divide by 1,000. So 0.65 meters. Okay, I'm happy with that. Right, let's look at the next part. So we've done that, 7 marks there, nice and easy. So enter function in cell B15 to look up the depth of the footing in meters. Okay, use the soil data imported in step 2. So basically we're doing the same thing, but we're looking up the next column now. So equals VLOOKUP. We want to look up the soil type, comma, come to soil, and we're looking up the depth of the footing in meters. So B15. So we want to go all the way across to the third column, lock it, comma. We want to refer to the third column and then comma, exact match. Close the bracket and done. And then again, what we need to do is divide this by 1,000. Okay, so we have the value now in meters. So these values are in millimeters, and then obviously if you look at a question paper, just to confirm, so 1 meter is equal to 1,000 millimeters, so that's why we have to divide. to get that conversion. Okay, question 7. So edit the formula placed in step 6. So that was in B15. Okay. To increase the depth of the footing by the frost factor percentage, use the climate data imported in step 2. Okay. Okay, so what it's going to be is it's going to be a depth of footing equals value dependent on soil type times 1 plus frost factor percentage. Okay. So we already have this value dependent on soil type. Okay, so let me just click on here. So we already have the first part done, the value dependent on soil type. So we're going to be changing this one here, B15. Okay, so what I want to do is it's going to be times and if we go back to here, I'm just going to put all of this in brackets because this value will be times in by the frost factor percentage. Okay, so just let me have a look at the climate. So what can I... Okay, so what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to choose something here. Well, let me just press enter for now. Choose a climate type. So let me just choose never frosty, for example. Okay, so it's going to be times. I'm going to put this into brackets again. So what we have here is 1 plus the frost factor. So it's going to be 1 plus, and now it's going to be another VLOOKUP. This time we're going to look up this here, never frosty, because this is going to be in a table array. You'll see in a second. And let's go to the climate. You want to highlight what we're looking up, and then obviously what we want is the frost factor percentage. You can lock this, okay, comma, and then we want to refer to the second column and have an exact match. So if we see never frosty, it's going to be by 0%. So that shouldn't make a difference to what we're doing. So let's close the bracket, and that's for the VLOOKUP, and close a bracket for this side. So the contents of this side is going to be multiplied by the contents of this side here. Press enter. And I think that stayed the same, but if I change this to something else, you can see it's going up slightly based on the percentage. Okay, so let's go to the question paper. We've done that now. So task 8, enter a formula in cell B16. So this is B16 here. To calculate the length of the footing in meters. So the length of the footing will be the length of the wall plus the width of the footing minus 0.1. So length of the wall is going to be this one here. So equals length of wall, this one here, plus the width of footing, which is going to be B14. That's B14, the width of the footing. And then it's going to be, if I look at the question paper, minus 0.1.